Hey everybody, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. We are back with our Pro Split 1 guys, the creme de la creme, as Mark calls it, and it's the top guys in Ultimate Racing League. I'm joined once again by Mark, or Harry Poppins.
The one and only Harry Poppins. How you doing, Mark?
The one and only Harry Poppins. I'm very well, mate. Looking forward to race 2. Fantastic racing in race 1. Bit of an unfortunate end for Stormfly, excuse me, and Victor. A bit of a coming together for them, and a bit of an up and down race for a few of the guys actually. Mark, with Dyson and Motorstorm finishing at the back.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for them at the beginning of the race, where they've ended up at the back. But like we discussed before, can't really see that it was anybody's fault other than the racing incidents. But you know what they say: he who is last shall be first. And
shall be first. Yeah.
Dyson and Motorstorm on the front row. So this should be a very interesting race.
So we're going to go down the grid in a second. We are still in Italy. We're at Lago Maggiore on the full circuit. Excuse me, coughing. Between me and Mark, we should be able to cough our way through this. So we're still in Italy. Race 2. This one slightly different. There is going to be a compulsory or mandatory pit stop. It is racing mediums and racing hards that have to be used. And I think it's a minimum of 2 laps. I think it's 2 or 3. I can never remember.
Yeah, I think it's two in the sprint, and I do believe it's 3 in the endurance. I mean, that's how I.
Okay, so it's going to be 2. It'll be 2 for this one, though. But anyway, the guys have got to stop. We'll leave it at that. The guys have got to stop. So yeah, mediums and hards, they can use them in any order they like, obviously. So yeah, let's just have a look and see where everybody is. Now, as we've already mentioned, Dyson has got himself on pole position now. Motorstorm Hero just behind him in 2nd. Smith is 3rd. Scott is 4th. 5th on the grid is Stormfly. Bailey is 6th after his unfortunate incident in race 1. I think it was on lap 12 as well. Victor in 7th. Panic at the Tesco in 8th. Fitzy 9th. Osman in 10th. Brisbane 11th, and winner of race 1 Enzo Jack all the way down now in 12th. So quite a job ahead of Enzo Jack if he wants to get another win.
We can already see the intention of the top 6, because the top 6 are all on mediums.
I didn't notice that. We were going to have a look. So yeah, well spotted. Yeah, and I think their intention, as you quite rightly say, Mark, is just going to be try and get away and cause a big gap between themselves and the guys behind, ready for that pit stop. But we will see. We will see what happens. So we'll get this race underway, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
So we will ask Dyson to take us across the start-finish line. If you listen out for the klaxon to signal the start of the race.
And we are off.
Or no klaxon at all, I didn't hear it. They've changed it. So Dyson then takes us down towards turn 1 with Motorstorm and Smith just following him behind. Stormfly in 5th, chasing Scott. Everybody taking it nice and steady through these first couple of turns. We don't want any silly mistakes. Osman getting a little bit twitchy as he comes out of turn 3, but manages to hold on to it on those hard tyres. It's going to take 2 or 3 laps, Mark, isn't it, to get some heat into those hard tyres, and that's where the guys on mediums should be able to get away.
Yeah, so that's obviously what their strategy is, isn't it? If you're in the top 6, you're going to use the mediums because you want to get as far out as front as some of the fast guys at the back. But, I mean, what's the mediums take? Probably about a lap or 2 before they're warmed up. A little bit more stickier than the hards. The hards are going to be absolutely stone cold. So the guys at the back are going to be wrestling that car for, like you say, at least 4 or 5 laps. But as they say, you know, if they're on the hards, they've obviously got a strategy set out. Let's get rid of these tyres, the hard tyres. Very durable, but not very grippy. But what we're going to see in the laps to come is the strategy is going to come into play here.
It will do. It usually does. Towards the second half of the race is when it all starts to kick in, when the pit stops start to come into play. At the minute, though, Dyson out in front and looking comfortable at the minute. He's got Motorstorm chasing him down. Motorstorm's just biding his time.
Stop you there, Mark. Somebody seems to have had an off because they are very, very far behind. Who is that? It's Fitzy.
Oh, it's Fitzy. Let's go back. I didn't notice that one.
He's had an off somewhere.
Oh, it was right at the beginning. It was at turn 5. It was at turn 5. Yeah, down the hill, and
And he's on the hards as well.
Oh, the back end it was just a bit of oversteer, wasn't it? From too much power too early. Like you say, cold, hard tyres. Poor old Fitzy, all the way down. No safety car because there is only one that's gone off. It's got to be two that goes off to get a safety car. So, well, that is quite a mountain for Fitzy to climb now.
It's going to be a lonely race for him by the looks of it, and he's got damage on the right front as well. So you can see the gap to Enzo already. So he's only just coming round onto the back straight, and they're already coming round to the hairpin. Yeah,
what a shame. What a shame for Fitzy. But we'll keep an eye on him. He will do everything he can to try and catch up. In the meantime, as we say, Dyson out in front with Motorstorm chasing him down. We've got Smith sitting there in third. He's waiting for one of those two to make a mistake. It's all very nice and tight here, isn't it? We'll jump on board with Scott as we come around turn 14 and 15 towards the end of lap 1. A quick look behind us. Stormfly sitting there in 5th. Through that final turn. Try not to go too far out into the grass. Everybody through there nicely and across the start finish then to start a lap 2. Now then, Scott.
Yeah, whether Scott's going to. I was going to say I was going to fancy Scott to maybe have a go at the inside there, but
I was just about to say the same thing. I thought he was going to have a bit of a cheeky look, but he didn't. He's decided to back out and stay behind Smith. Maybe he's thinking of doing it down the straight if he can get a little bit closer, or as we come out of turn 10 onto that very long back straight. I'm sure he's going to have a plan in his head, and you can see how wide these guys go on that track. No penalty to pick up.
I know it's incredible, isn't it? Because when I go around this track, I don't go that wide because I'm afraid of penalties. But hey,
yeah, they actually go over the curb. They go the other side of the curb. It's a strange one. You do that anywhere else on the track and you're going to get yourself a penalty.
Absolutely.
So at the minute, Dyson doing a good job of keeping Motorstorm and Smith behind him. Scott, who we've just been following in 4th. Stormfly in 5th. Now then, as predicted, these 5 starting to break away and a gap is starting to form from Stormfly back towards Bailey. Bailey on the hard tyres is the highest placed guy on hard tyres at the minute in 6th. Then we've got Victor Panic also on the hard tyres. Osmond sitting in 9th, he's on the hards as well. So is Brisbane, Enzo, Jack and Fitzy as we saw. So it's just as you said, Mark, it is all the guys on the mediums out in front and everybody else just behind.
He's obviously struggling on them hard tyres, isn't he? Poor old Fitzy just went wide again.
We'll just go back up to this as Stormfly tries to put a challenge in on Scott. Stormfly just getting in front as they come down towards the final turn. It's side by side into turn 17. Stormfly going to have to go all the way around. No, he's just slotted in. Scott holding his own there. And Stormfly just having to slot in. No room for him around the outside.
Now they need to get turn 1 perfect. Scott needs to get this absolutely bang on, otherwise it's going to open the door for Stormfly here. So nice and tight to the apex, keeps that door shut for Stormfly.
Stormfly then sits in the field. He's just going to bide his time. He knows there's a long race ahead of us. We are only on lap 3 of 12. We have got the pit stops to come into play. Both of these guys on the medium tyres at the minute. So Stormfly just sticking with Scott actually. I think he's just trying to keep the pressure on him, trying to unnerve him. I think Scott's he's a bit too wily for that. Let's just have a look. I think there's some action going on just up ahead as Motorstorm and Smith are having a bit of a battle, but Smith slotted back in behind Motorstorm and sitting there in 3rd. Dyson, what a fantastic job he's doing out there at the minute. Oh, Motorstorm! Massive slide! Oh, no!
Oh, for the second race running, that's so unlucky. That looks like he got a tyre on the dirt, didn't he? And that's just sent him round.
Massive slide. Well, he's just come out of turn 5. He wasn't quite positioned well for from that turn. I think that's probably an element of doubt starting to creep in on Motorstorm's part. We go through the S sections. And there we go. There we go.
Yeah. That's really unlucky for Motorstorm. That's the second race running now.
Too much grass.
Too much grass. Hopefully, if he can get back on the track safely. Yeah, I think he might be okay. I mean, he's not fallen too far back, has he? So
it's cost him though. It has cost him, and I'd be surprised if he's not got. Well, yeah, he's got damage. He's got damage at the front, but that's dropped him down to 10th. So again, it's a big ask now.
And also, while we've been watching Motorstorm do spinning around, Fitzy's gained a place on Osman. So has Osman pitted, or has Osman had a?
Osman's pitted. Osman has pitted.
He has pitted. That's quite early.
That's very early, lap 3. So Osman has done the minimum number of laps on the hard tyres. He's come out now. It's just a case of has he got enough fuel to take him to the end of the race. The fuel and tyre wear is ramped up for race 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a risky manoeuvre from Osman. Now down in 12th with a long way to catch up, but he knows everybody in front of him has got a pit. Now then, some of the others are coming in now, as you can see. Bailey is in, Panic is in, Brisbane is in. So a lot of the guys with the hard tyres have decided to come in to get rid of them. So Bailey hits the pit crew as they pounce into action. He's still going to take some more fuel.
Yes, I mean, it's quite risky. I mean, you think they did lap 3, and did you see, even on Bailey's, the hard tyres that they were worn down a slight bit. So by the looks of this, at the end of lap 3, they're going to have no tyres left by the time they cross the finish line. But I mean, if they can drive it like that, then fair play.
It's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? It's a case of who can look after the tyres the best now then. So Bailey rejoins just ahead of Osman in 8th. So Osman's in 9th. But sniffing around the rear end of Bailey. Panic at the Tesco, he's out on a fresh set of medium tyres. He's in 10th. Brisbane has rejoined in 11th. And then Fitzy really struggling. He's been in, changed those tyres. He's got rid of those hard tyres. He's onto a fresh set of mediums, but has picked up half a second. So not having the best of starts to race 2 here in Italy.
No, you've got to feel sorry for Fitzy, because it almost feels like this race for him, possibly he could be thinking, you know, I'm done. Who knows? Hopefully he'll get his mojo back and he'll try and catch up to the back of the pack. But he's had a few offs already, hasn't he? So hopefully he can get his head together and put some good laps in.
He's got to serve that penalty as well, which he'll be doing very, very shortly. He's just got to hope that a few of the guys ahead of him decide to have some issues as well. Now then, we have had a change of lead. Let's just see if we can... Yeah, we're not going to go back too far. So this was the change of lead. So Dyson out in front. So yeah, on the back straight then, Smith into the slipstream and a dart to the inside, gets that inside line into turn 11. Yeah, great move there from Smith. Fantastic move from Smith then to take him up into the lead. Yeah, Dyson couldn't really do much about that. Slots in behind him in second, but Scott and Stormfly are now all over the back of Dyson, so Dyson really has got something to think about. We don't want to see the helicopter, we want to see the racing. Some of these cameramen.
So it'd be interesting, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what lap they come in on then, because they're running on the medium. So you've got Scott's now challenging Dyson up the inside. Very close. Bit of door rubbing there, maybe.
A little bit of a tap there, and Stormfly's decided he's going to go for it. Let's get out of here so we can see what's happening. Stormfly and Scott down into turn 1. Stormfly on the inside is nice and clean. Nice gap between the two of them. Some good racing between these guys. A bit of respect being shown there. And Scott managing to hold on to P3. Stormfly just slotting in behind him. Some more people into the pits. It's Victor and Enzo Jack have decided to come in at the end of lap 4. Are they actually doing anything? Yes, they're putting some fuel in. I thought they'd all gone to sleep. So back up to this battle then. Smith out in front. Now then, there is a very, very slight gap. A bit of breathing space for him. Smith is back to Dyson, but Dyson has got his hands full with Scott. Scott having a right good look in the boot of Dyson's car as they come into the S section at turn 7, 8 and 9. 6, 7, 8.
Well, this is what we saw in race 1, isn't it? So if you're out in front, you seem to have the advantage, because Smith's got at least probably about 1 to 2 car lengths back from Dyson, but Dyson's also having to think about Scott. So as well as saying, right, I want that P1 back, but I've got Scott sniffing all over the back end of me, and I can't make a single mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Dyson has got to be right on his toes, and this is what I was saying earlier in race one. When you do get a little bit of a gap, you can have a breather, you can relax into the race. Dyson doesn't have that luxury at the minute. Scott really putting the pressure on, although he's going to be very wary of the fact that he's got Stormfly just on his tail as well. So these four now broke away from the rest of the pack, and a big gap opening up now. Motorstorm, well, I say he's recovered. He's up to 5th. He went down to 10th, didn't he, after his issue? He's up to 5th, but I think that's due to pit stops. So Motorstorm has yet to pit. And,
you see the tyre wear on there. So the front left is going more, isn't it? So what's it, anti-clockwise circuit?
No, this is clockwise circuit. Clockwise circuit. So the outside tyres, the left-hand side of the car, will take the punishment. Although it don't look too bad, it seems pretty even, especially at the back. But yeah, Motorstorm, very lonely race at the minute, so it's going to be hard for him to concentrate. But he's got to try and catch up to that leading four, that group of four, if he wants to salvage anything from this race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll get there. I mean, a lot of the guys around here, what they'll be doing, because of the tyre wears coming down, especially on this car, because it's a mid-engine rear wheel, they'll be playing around with the brake balance as well. So some will want to have it more to the front. If the tyre wear is starting to go on the rear, and then if the front's going, then they tend to shift it to the back. But then it does make the car a little bit more unstable. Yeah,
so, I found it having it at the front just sort of stabilise the car just a little bit more. But like you say, then the tyres start to suffer.
Yeah, so it's a balancing act, isn't it? So all these guys here, I mean, how have we got here? Bailey, I know he's obviously just been in the pits and that. What's he got? 3/4 of a tank just ticked over too. So he's still got the guys up in front that they've got a pit. Now, yeah. I didn't clock how long a pit stop was. Was it about 20, 30 seconds for a pit stop from start to finish?
It depends on the track, doesn't it? We'll have to have a look at the next time around. I think it's about between 30 and 45. It might be 45 seconds on this. I can't remember. We'll have a look. We'll have a look when somebody stops. But Bailey at the minute sitting there in 6th. He has made a stop. So he's hoping that he can get to the end of the race. We are halfway through now. We're on lap 6. We've got Osman in 7th. He's made a stop. And tyres, as you say, Mark, are starting to show signs of wear. Now, Osman stopped very early, didn't he? It was at the end of lap 2 or 3?
Yeah, the end of lap 2. So we're already halfway through the race. So he's got to make them last another 6 laps, and he's just just over half a tank. Just over half a tank of fuel. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for Osman towards the end of the race to see. It's going to be tight for him.
Brisbane in 8th. Quiet race for him so far. Not really making his way through the pack as much as I thought he would. But then again, when you look at the quality of the drivers on the grid, making your way through the pack is no easy task. Then we've got panic.
It's not.
Sorry?
It's no easy task now, because all the cars are the same. All the bops on. Nobody's got any advantage, so purely it just comes down to driver skill. Driver skill on this one. So, like you say, it takes an error or a slight. What's that word you call it? Where you switch off for half a second, or something like that.
Zone out or something.
That's the one. You zone out for half a second and stuff like that, go around the corner. You could quite easily lose a second and a half to the car behind. So this is why in this league here, consistency is key. So they have to be on their toes, and it must be very, very stressful for them as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when you look at who you're racing with, we've got Enzo Jack down here in 10th, winner of race 1 by quite a comfortable margin as well. Made his stop. He's out onto the medium tyres, but sitting there in 10th with a bit of a gap in front of him and a bit of a gap behind him. Victor in 11th. He must have made a stop as well. I think everybody's made, all the guys on the hard tyres anyway have made a stop. Now Fitzy has managed to get within touching distance of Victor now, so he's got a car to focus on. So Fitzy's just trying to get himself back into this race.
He's got his head together. He's got the car in front, so good for Fitzy. He can just concentrate on Victor now. So he's got a reference point now, hasn't he? So Victor, you're my target. At least to have a good few laps racing.
Yeah, it always helps.
Nobody likes to race around on their own.
No, that's what I say. It does. It always helps when you've got something to aim at. But we'll leave Fitzy to it for a minute as we go up to the top, and it is Smith still out in front, with Scott now moved up into second, with Dyson in third, with Stormfly in fourth. Excuse me.
We've obviously missed that overtake from Scott then.
Yeah,
for Stormfly, but unfortunately, sorry guys.
Well, the unfortunate thing, you can't watch everybody all of the time. You just got to sort of stick with what you see in front of you. But Scott is getting on after Smith, isn't he? Now then, the fuel light has started to flash for Scott. So it'll be the same for the rest of these guys here as well pretty shortly. But Scott seems to one with the heavier boots on at the minute.
He's trying to close that gap to Smith, isn't he? So I think when you went back to, is it Stormfly or Dyson? They're not Stormfly, yes. Okay.
Yeah, fuel light's starting to come on. Dyson's looked after his fuel a little bit better. So he might get another extra lap out of this, or he might just decide to follow the rest of the guys into the pits.
All depends, doesn't it? I mean, he might have a bit more fuel, but he's going to have a look at his lap time. So it's all very well having that much fuel, but if you're losing time because your tyres are knackered, then you might as well come in with the front guys, because they'll end up getting the undercut.
Absolutely. I mean, Smith, Scott and Stormfly are all in the 58s last lap, and Dyson was a 59. So there we go. See, Stormfly's in, Scott is in. Dyson, as we thought, was going to stay out for at least one more lap. Smith is doing the same. I don't know what's happened to me. I'm going all over the place here. Let's get back up to where we wanted to be. Smith, he's got enough for one more lap, so he's decided he's going to stay out as well. Fuel light just came on now as we spoke. So
This is a crucial part now, isn't it, for Dyson and Smith? If their lap times are still consistent, so the last one was what? Lap 7 was a 59.3 for Dyson, and who we got here? Smith.
Dyson was a 59.8, Smith was a 58.0, so a bit quicker for Smith.
So I think where is he going to come out, do you reckon? I'm not sure. 58. Who's the next one's down?
See, we've got Motorstorm. He's going to have to come in as well. Scott is, Scott having a fantastic battle now with Bailey. We've just caught these two at the right moment, haven't we? So Bailey in fifth, Scott in fourth as they go side by side down the hill towards turn 5. And Scott just gets to the entry into turn 5 ahead of Bailey. But Bailey having another look up the inside. He's going to be on the outside as they go up the hill towards turn 6 and get into the S's. And I think Bailey, he's just about done it, has he? Sorry, Mark, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but Bailey just about got his nose in front of Scott. And Bailey now moves up into P4 as they get back onto the straight. And Scott is going to be looking at getting into the slipstream and regaining that P4. Great stuff from Bailey and Scott.
Is Bailey on the mediums? Is he on the mediums?
Bailey's on the mediums, yeah.
And so it might be a bit tricky for Scott to catch him up now, because those tyres are cold, aren't they? And Bailey's are worn in and nice and warm. So we may find in the next couple of laps Scott might be able to close the gap on him. But like you say, this strategy is now coming to play, because you think you still got Smith and Dyson that have got a pit as well, and they're not actually that far when you actually look. So Smith and Dyson are now in.
So Smith and Dice both 1 and 2 are in. So Motorstorm will be in as well. Yeah, there we go. So Bailey, as he comes down the hill towards turn 17, could be looking at taking the lead. Let's have a look. If you look at the top left, you can see the fuel starting to go into the cars of Smith and Dyson. But it looks like Bailey may well just about get a jump on him. Smith is on his way out. And Smith is out. Smith is out just ahead of Bailey. So is Dyson. But, oh no!
Oh, that looks to me as though Dyson's gone over the pit lane.
It is. It'll be a pit lane infringement for Dyson. He will be absolutely furious.
That's so unlucky.
He will be furious with that. He managed to get the pit, a very quick pit change there, and got himself ahead of Bailey, but 3 seconds. That is going to put him.
Cost him.
That's going to put him behind Osman, I think.
Yeah, that's going to cost him dearly. 3 seconds. I mean, we know what half a second can do on this track, but 3 seconds, that's a lifetime. Especially down that back straight as well.
Yeah,
You've got Bailey,
yeah.
Scott, Stormfly. Yeah, that's very unlucky for Dyson.
Bailey will have a big grin on his face, I'm sure, but Dyson, well, I can only imagine what is being said over the radio to his pit crew. Not that it's their fault, he's the one that made the mistake.
Exactly that. So how many he's going to lose out on?
There
So
we
Bailey's
go.
going to go through. Scott's going to go through. We might get away with
Brisbane's gone through. Is Osman going to get through as well? Yeah, just as we thought. Yeah, so Dyson dropped down to 7th now as quite a few of the field go through. Osman through into 6th. Excuse me. Brisbane up into 5th and challenging Stormfly. We'll jump on board with Brisbane, shall we? As we go through these final few turns. A quick look behind us. Osman just a little way off in the distance. As we get into turns 14 and 15, it is Brisbane trying to catch up to the back of Stormfly, and we can see we've got Scott and Bailey just ahead, and Smith just a little way up the road, so a podium finish is not off the cards for Brisbane.
Definitely not, unless you say you got the Cray twins first and second now.
Well, that's the thing now. It is nice to see. It is nice to see from our point of view and the crowd's point of view that Ronnie and Reggie are back together and going to be causing havoc. So it is going to be tough for Scott to get by, and even if he tries, well, good luck to you, my friend. You do not know who you are dealing with unless you go back and look at some previous seasons. But yes, we've got Smith out in front, we've got Bailey in second and Scott in third. Now then, Smith on the hard tyres, Bailey on the mediums and Scott also on the hard tyres. So this race is there for Bailey if he wants it. He's just got to push a little bit harder.
I think you're right, yeah, because Bailey, they're only half worn, isn't he? So I can only imagine that his brake balance is set to most possibly 0. So that way it's even wear throughout all 4 tyres, and like you say, he's on the mediums and Smith, but they are the Cray twins, so I can't imagine they're going to be 2 elbows out with each other.
No, I think if the opportunity shows itself, I think if Smith shows Bailey the door, then Bailey will certainly step through it, but I don't think they're going to have a good old ding-dong between the two of them, to be honest. There's no door bashing session on the horizon, I don't think.
And if we go have a look back there, so Enzo Jack has yet again set the fastest lap for the second race in a row.
Yes, he has, a 56.7. And Enzo currently down in 9th as well. Excuse me. So we did that in lap 8, so that was on those, obviously on the medium tyres, so a couple of laps ago. So he is flying now, is Enzo Jack, but stuck down there in 9th. Got a nice little train going. Just a couple of guys at the back. We've got Fitzy and Victor in 11th and 12th. Victor struggled in this race, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think if you think, unfortunately, you know, we all have them races where Victor and Fitzy, it's not been there afternoon in the second race. But if you go back up to the top, you can see now that the top of the pack, they are all together. So this is going to be,
it's all very tight now.
It's all very, very tight. Hopefully they all keep it clean. You know, nobody wants a last lap incident. Look how far wide they go. That's incredible.
It was Osman going very, very wide, but no penalties dished out at that turn. So there you go. One to note for the future.
Maybe he thought there was a Costa drive-through, that's why he went so wide. Get a bit peckish, a bit thirsty.
A bit thirsty,
Give a bagel and a cappuccino.
Well, fuel light on for Bailey, though. This is the final lap, so he can afford to give it the beans, and he is going to give it everything, isn't he? He's going to push for that win. He's right into the slipstream of Smith as they go through turn 10 onto the back straight for the final time. It is just going to be this mad dash down towards turn 11. Bailey, Scott, Stormfly, they are all there, all within a podium finish. Bailey keeping it nice and tight. Smith doing a fantastic defensive job there into the turn.
Oh, we've got enough. That's Osman. Osman is off. Osman is off.
Where is he?
That is very unlucky. Mr. Skittles has gone off on a. Well,
we've seen it. Turn. He's not the first, is he? At turn 11. And let's just see, was it just too much power? Did he get onto the gravel? Yeah, he's out onto that gravel again.
Unlucky Aussie, unlucky mate.
To be fair, he did a fantastic job of getting back on track as quickly as he did. But let's go back up to the top. This is where the action is at the minute as we come into the final few turns of this race. It is still Smith leading Bailey through turn 14. Only 2 or 3 more turns to go. Bailey doing everything he can to force a mistake from Smith. Is he going to have one last go at turn 17?
Might be photo finish here. I'm not quite sure.
No, I don't think he's going to. I think Smith is going to do it. I think Smith is going to take the win from Bailey. Bailey tries, but no, Bailey. Smith gets the win. Bailey in second, Scott in third, Brisbane fourth, then Stormfly, Dyson, Panic, Enzo, Motorstorm. Look how close they all finished to each other.
That's incredible, isn't it? This Osman is why they're all in the top league, Mark.
Yeah, Fitzy in 11th. I mean, they all finished within a couple of seconds of each other. What fantastic racing! And then
so what happened? What happened to Victor then? How come Victor's gone so far back?
I'm not sure. Should we go back?
That's interesting. Because I don't remember him being that far back. Surely he must have had something go wrong.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. Sorry, Victor, but we found it and we'll show it. Through the S's, the back end just let go, didn't it?
That's what they talk about. This car, Mark. It's a cut and shut, half and half. So 1 minute he's very responsive, the next minute he's just disconnected, disjointed. It's unfortunate for him, but you know what he's done? He's done exactly what Bailey's done there. Handbrake turn across the line. Hey ho, there's more races to come, because I do believe after this one, when's the endurance races starting?
Do you know what? I'm not sure. I did have it written down. I've got bits of paper absolutely everywhere. Let's have a look. No, wrong bit of paper. There we go. Let's try this one. Road Atlanta. We've got Road Atlanta next, and that's the final sprint race, and then we're on to the Enduros at Bathurst. Kicks us off in Australia. So one more race for the sprints then over in America at Atlanta.
That's going to be a very interesting race, that one, Atlanta. Yes,
that's a
very quick track, very, very tight, and you've got the Lambos on there as well, so very wide cars. So
big
that's going to be a very good
Lambos, yeah.
Exactly that.
So good stuff. So Mark, thank you very much for joining me. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been great having you here. Hopefully you'll come back for another go another time.
Yeah, so well, mate.
Thank you everybody for watching. Remember, if you do like these races, please hit that like button. If you've not already subscribed, if you could help me out and do so, that would be much appreciated. I do want to say a massive thank you actually to everybody that has subscribed. I've not checked recently, but I think we're over 200 now, so thank you to each and every one of you. I will be back. I think I'm going to be covering the AM2 races as well, so I should be doing those a little bit later on until Idle4 Gaming gets his internet sorted out. So in the meantime, take care, and once again, thank you very much to Mark, and we'll catch you all later.
Okay, thank you for having me, and like Mark says, hit that like button, get that subscribe, get them viewers up. That's what.
Cheers everyone. Catch you later.
See ya. Goodbye.